Well, naturally, the damn video cut off. All right, so we were talking about this terrifying picture of my chest. All right, so that was on I think Thursday the 26th. Yep. And then on the 29th, nope, 3/1, 2 days before so I'm sorry, these dates are wrong. I got a rash on the 27th, and it happened on my chest and wrist. And then that went away by the next morning. So I'm on steroids at this point, and the rash disappears by the next morning every time. So then a couple days later on 3/1, which would have been Sunday. Yeah, Sunday I had another one. And this is what that looks like. Same place. So this is interesting because this was at like 3 in the afternoon. 4:15. 6 o'clock. That's bad. That's so ugly. 8 o'clock before I went to bed. So, I gave all these pictures to my doc at the Cleveland Clinic. I gave her a symptoms list. I gave her all the labs we'd had up to that point. And the number of tests that she ordered was just staggering. The tests that came back for her that were out of the ordinary, my high sensitivity CRP, she didn't like that test. She said she prefers just a regular CRP. And she pulled a regular CRP for me, and it was normal. So that's good. The only thing that were out of the ordinary on the tests that I had run at the Cleveland Clinic were my white blood cell count was slightly high. This was on March 3rd. Today is the 12th, so 9 days ago. My ALT number, the one that relates to your liver, is still high at 50. It should be lower than, I think it was 28. I can't remember. My CK creatine, CK is creatine in your system that relates to inflammation specific to autoantibodies attacking your own cells, was at 13, and that's low. Low creatine sometimes indicates acidity in your blood. And then the number that was super scary from that day was my ferritin is super high on that day. So normal is, I don't know, the high end of normal is 205, and mine was 927. So they did an echo of my heart. I had a rapid heart rate of 106. Normal resting heart rate should be between 70 and 100, and mine was 106. The girl doing the screen said, "You're an AFib." And I'm like, oh God, kill me now. I'm just going to jump in the volcano. So I said, okay, what's AFib? And she said, just fast heart rate. But she said, your family history of heart issues, that should be mentioned to your doctor. And they said I had trace mitral and tricuspid regurgitation, which means that I had a little splashback, like a little bit of a heart murmur. I never had that before this illness. So we don't know. Can a virus cause all that? If it's a bad enough virus, it can affect your organs and your heart and lungs. I also had a CT of my chest and abdomen, and this one was a little disconcerting too. Right 8 millimeter large, they call that large, upper granuloma, and a right upper lobe calcification consistent with granulomatous disease. Granulomatous disease, usually the most common diagnosis related to that is sarcoidosis. That's on the list of autoimmune, but I had ruled it out. So it's ruled back in as a possibility now. And I had a right paratracheal couple of lymph nodes that have calcified. Sounds worse than it is, though, because I've had pneumonia in 2 different occasions in my life, and my parents both smoked growing up, so you can get lung abnormalities from just those things. So the two rashes that had cropped up, the last one being on the 1st of March, all of a sudden I finished my steroids. So I stepped down to 1 a day as of 3 days ago now. And I've been, the kind of symptoms that I have every day that have sort of held on since the illness are my hands are very swelled up. I had to take my rings off. I'm cold all the time. I was dizzy when laying down or standing up, or even sitting up from laying down, and just really tired. Prednisone will prop you up, though. It will make you feel better than you really feel. So that ended 3 days ago. I also have got off the Splenda. I used to drink a lot of Splenda. And I would have maybe 5 coffees a day. And during the illness, I was basically down to 1 coffee a day. I put sugar in it. I've given up all of the drinks that have Splenda in them because it is sort of a trigger for autoimmune. I don't have a diagnosis. I don't even know. Was it a virus? I don't know. My weight goes down on prednisone. That's kind of rare because it makes you hungry and most people gain weight on it. My face was puffy, but I lost about 6 pounds. And as I've stepped down the prednisone, the weight's been boop, boop, back up, but I haven't made any changes in what I eat. So even as of this morning, my hands were still swelled. Last night, get home about 8 o'clock, and I got a rash on my back. Now, Cleveland Clinic asked me to get with a dermatologist who could do a punch biopsy of a rash while it's flaring, if the rash were to come back. I've had a few little episodes of like one little bump on my knuckle. You can probably see that one. See that? There's like a bony protuberance right there that has cropped up since this illness, which makes me think it's rheumatoid arthritis. But when we asked if the doctor would care to speculate what it might be, she said, I wouldn't care to speculate. So I had hoped to hear from her last Friday. I saw her last Tuesday. She was gathering all the details, and then the coronavirus came, and I'm sure every disease specialist in the world would much rather look at the coronavirus than my sad little file. So here it is, the following Thursday. I saw her a week and 2 days ago, and I got a note from her back. I hate to badmouth the Cleveland Clinic in any way because they are amazing. They are where it's at. They are the number 2 rheumatology hospital in the whole country after Johns Hopkins. So I'm still waiting to hear if it's something or nothing because I want to drink alcohol again. I haven't had any booze, no wine, no nothing for 35 days. And I'm not doing anything like that until I know because my liver enzymes don't look good at last count, and my ferritin level, it seems my body is storing iron in weird places. So can't really drink when you have high iron and a liver problem. So yeah, so that's what's happening. I went this morning to the dermatologist and had the punch biopsy. So now I have stitches and a hole in my back. Would you like to see it? I have a bandage on it. You can't see it probably at all. Can you see it? Well, hellfire. So there it is. They put a hole in me. Those labs won't be back until next Wednesday and Thursday. So anyway, it is what it is. I am still limping toward a diagnosis. My long list of things it could be. My money is probably on, I don't know, I'm going to say Still's disease. That's probably where I think we're headed because it's one of the few that still comes with like a rash all the damn time. The other characteristics of that one are it includes a fever and a terrible sore throat and muscle pain. And I do have still some muscle pain in my arms and legs. So y'all, I will give you the update when I know what the update is. I am hoping to hear from my doctor very soon. Talk to you soon. Stay well.